the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Commissioning galore, the commissioning of numerous developmental projects, COSO, under the leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo, a chassis, a bra, Ghana man penny a commission, the Spenters to Tema Motorway Flower Pot Interchange Project. Owieye and our dinner chiremu ewo the Bank of Ghana, the magnificent Bank of Ghana edifice. Ya just say F for ye papa and no suko guye. And some 80 educational projects and so a course. And a day na Ghana for do na shenimu say finally the 97-kilometer standard gauge rail line spanning between Tema to Mpakadano will be commissioned. Na afeno 2 diesel multiple unit speed trains ya abanyi procure edi free Polish manufacturers are from Pesa engineers and so His Excellency Nana Addo ebedi enimo na ya commission fe na Nyankopon eya dom ema enne Tema. In fact, Jumedie no echo so fe. Now, it was a wonderful spectacle to behold. Now, we share say in the history of this country, from independence, this is the first time Ghana enya standard gauge. Chiremu, yaka standard gauge rail line, a modernized rail line, and known across Europe and the Americas, or maybe a. That is the standard gauge rail line. Na Nyankopon fa ne kransie dwumadie nyina no was the idea of Dr. Thomas Mensah. Na why say there be wiase kon say yesi ye tre yakwaban mu in terms of railway development there, then we should move with the rest of the world. Enti Dr. Thomas Mensah dama ene Ghana yensa kan this magnificent edifice. But the best news of it all is that this particular project has entered into the Guinness Book of Records. Say ewiase nyina project ya yehuni bibi koso a ebi ni asasi so eyeden ya ni nyina mu agese ekotie the Honorable Minister for Railway Development, the Honorable John Peter Amewu hohoi mrase bedwani nsemu a odi etu edwa baransa na ebetie ni nsem no Yedi can head the arrival of the 2 diesel multiple unit speed trains to the venue. Said the Muno esitie ye na afi yetie the Honorable John Peter Amewu nsem so e de asoso.
Roles in facilitating understanding and unity. You helped ensure that this project proceeded smoothly, and your work to address the concerns and the needs of the communities along the railway route has been deeply appreciated. To the residents of these communities, thank you.
Birth by the government of the new Patriotic Party some 16 years ago under the leadership of His Excellency President John Ajekum Kufuor. And as pledged by you, Mr. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, this is one of the many legacy projects in the rail sector that you will be leaving behind as you complete your successful tenure of office and in readiness to hand over to the next president of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I know Ghanaians will give it to us for all this good thing we are doing. Thank you. Mr. President, the Tema Mpakada rail line commenced in 2017-2018 by Afcon Construction Limited with an amount of 447 million funding under the Exim Bank Credit Facility secured and approved by the government of Ghana. Team Engineering, Mr. President, is our consultant from Italy. They supervise these projects on behalf of government and on behalf of the owners. The scope of the project involved the design and construction of over 97 kilometers of single standard gauge line from Tema to Mpakadan, consisting of formation in cutting and embankment, culverts, bridges for drainage, ballast beds, tracks, works, grade separation, road over bridge, road under bridge, passenger stations, buildings, and many ancillary facilities. Mr. President, other components of the project include railhead facility at Tema and Mpakadan, the maintenance yard equipment, freight yard, signaling and telecommunication, as well as 300 meters rail bridge over the Volta, the first of its kind in Africa. Mr. President, the magnificent rail bridge, which is the first of its kind in the sub-region and measures about 300 meters in length, located between Nsem-Pii and Old Accra, has been completed as part of this project. It is important to mention that as a result of the construction of the Nsem-Pii Bridge, a significant engineering achievement is being awarded from the Guinness Book of Records to give recognition to the world's deepest Reka Pile Bridge, which goes as deep as 76 meters below water level and further embedded in rock of length of greater than 10 meters. What this means is that this is the first of its kind in the world. And Mr. President, your infrastructure project for the first time is going into the Guinness Book of Records. We, the people of Ghana, are extremely excited for having been able to achieve this. Mr. President, a new road over bridge at Afienya on the Tema-Akosombo Highway was also completed under the rail project in collaboration with the Ministry of Roads and Highways and Ghana Highway Authority. The road over bridge was commissioned by Mr. President and opened to traffic on 6 December 2022 during his tour of the Greater Accra region. Mr. President, the bridge has been designed and constructed as a 4-lane dual carriage road to accommodate the expansion of the Tema-Akosombo Highway, whose construction is currently underway by the government of Ghana. And these are your vision. The 6 new rail stations have also been completed as part of the project to facilitate the passenger movement along the corridor. The stations being fitted with modern facilities to enhance passenger comfort. Mr. President, the stations are located at the following points: Ashama Station, Afienya Station, Shah Hill Station, Doyubo Kodiabo Station, Bo Station, and finally, Adomi Station. Mr. President, the current stations named along the line are in excess of 8, if we take into consideration the rehabilitations of the 2 stations here in Ashama. In addition, 2 existing stations at Tema and the industrial area have also been retrofitted to make it as a modern station. Mr. President, it's interesting to note that this is the longest single rail project you have completed since independence. Other similar rail activities and infrastructure undertaken during your term, Mr. President, have also been implemented by your government since coming into office in 2017, include the Western Rail Line Development Project, which is being developed in sections and with connections of about 22 kilometer sections from Kojokrom, Manso, nearing completion of almost about 96%. The continuation of work on the section between the port of Tema and Takoradi and the Huni Valley, which is about 78 kilometers, Mr. President, is also on course. Furthermore, government is also financing the development of a new 6-kilometer standard gauge line in Kumasi between Edum and Kase as part of Western Line Development Project. Government, Mr. President, has since 2017 been investing in development of local capacity to maintain and sustain the rail system for the benefit of future generations. Following the upgrade of the old railway training school in Sekondi in 2020, the facility has since 2021 begun the academic year, providing training to over 1,000 youthful Ghanaians and other nations from and within the sub-region. The school now awards degrees and certificates to successful graduates through collaborative effort by the Ministry of Railway Development and the Ministry of Mines and Technology in Takwa. Mr. President, government has completed the upgrade of the old railway workshop complex at secondary Takrady to strengthen the local capacity and repair and maintenance of the locomotives, wagon, coaches, and other ancillary rail equipment to efficiently operate in and within the area. The vision is to modernize and equip the facility for it to become a one-stop workshop to service the rail, mining, petroleum, agriculture, and other ancillary industry within Ghana. All the 7 workshops at the facility, including the storehouses, have been refurbished with the funding provided by government and currently being used for the maintenance and fabrication work by the Ghana Railway Company. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I bring my statement to end, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation to the various stakeholders whose support throughout the implementation of this phase of the project have contributed successfully to the first ever standard gauge rail line in this country under the leadership of President Nana Addo. As for the first time in the history of this country, government has procured 2 brand new modern diesel multiple units known as DMU units, trains which are going to be used to commence passenger rail operation, which will lead to a significant reduction in the travel time from currently about 3 hours to under 1 hour from Akosombo through Afienya to Tema. Our appreciation also goes to our traditional authorities, project affected persons, the Land Commission, the district and municipal assemblies, the Volta River Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, the Ministry of Transport, among other stakeholders who we have worked closely with to address the difficulties and challenges we encountered during the project implementation. Permit me once again, Mr. President, to particularly express my sincere gratitude to my predecessor, Honorable Jogate, for his excellent leadership role prior to the commencement of the flagship project in 2018 and during the construction phase of the project before I took the mantle of leadership of the railway sector in 2021. Jogate, thank you so much. And it's also interesting to know that Jogate hailed from Hohwe. Mr. President, I also wish to commend the contractor, the Afcon Infrastructure Limited of India, and our supervising consultant, Team Engineering of Italy, for their effort that have ensured the timely completion of the project, despite all challenges that we initially encountered. Mr. Makili, the consultant from India, I wish to say our constant interaction and challenges today is coming to an end. Most often the time when I mention you and ask the condition of the project, you always say, no problem. I'm happy today, there is no problem. Mr. UV, our challenges and my constant talk with you sometimes lead to a lot of misunderstanding, but for the good of the project, you managed to take the shock, and today we are here. My very good friend, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Railway Authority, Yao, our fight, it's no more. And I think today we're going to share a bottle of champagne. And to my humble Chief Director, it is your efforts and your humbleness that has brought us to where we are today. Mr. President, I want to mention one particular person who calls me every day and says, Johnny, if you don't commission and leave this project for His Excellency to see before he leaves office, I'm not going to be happy with you. She called me almost every week. When it was becoming very difficult that we may not be able to commission the project, he said, Johnny, if you do that, I'll be disappointed. Madam Auntie Lizzie, this is the project for you to witness today.
basketing
and aka 8
na 8 no was say like say MPP betimi enya 6 and like say NDC betimi enya 2 it likelihood ya wo dem emrem ebamu a MPP benya 12 na NDC enya 5
Western region a largely MPP constituency so me 43 42 no I know the mami
very close cheddar there no cheddar makacho say be through way move fast through way to
okay so
to way na make and masar okay it's Western region there no yanko
in voter
okay so if Western you're central region
okay
Central region.
Yeah.
Oh, Central region population of 1,787,305. Sample size 9,572. Dr. Baumia 49.1%. John Dramani Mahama 43.8%. Voter turnout 73.2.
Into the national outlook no and ato ewo central region. National no send a play out or national between almost the same. Dr. Bamianya the exact figure but your mama reducing from 45 to 43.8%.
Okay, it's parliamentary seats. What according to research, the saying MPP for us is 14 seats. A good basket no matter. Our central region, and then this is for also 7 and no matter. And I can be no na aka no according to survey no likely say MPP for ebinya MPP for nya na omonya 16 na NDC for enya 7 which will mean say they are going to flip side in favor of MPP because MPP minority by parliamentary seat no central region.
Okay, yes MPP elusu almost 23 seats and MPP kura 10 and then DC 13
the whole mono no wia you make can na
MPP kura na MPP
no executed
2016 and ulusi so badly ma and this by presidential no Nana Akufo-Addo winning 19 constituencies and ulusi only 4
yes
yeah
okay it's no central region afia voter region Voter region, John Mahama 81.6%, Dr. Baumia 16.3%, voter turnout 80.2%, population of 1,023,830, sample size 3,847. Equal parliamentary na was he a tobacco ya? NDC for us is 16 and they are good there on the credo guano we MPP ni be at that demo but me no 2 seats be there and likely say MPP for MFA say ya no baswa na is NDC for 16 MPP and you 2 that is a very improvement
how can the 2 likely no how can
okay it's ya no your voter region afeyanko uti region Oti region and so the voter turnout 80.9%, population 410,607, sample size 3,479. Was he a two abundance this year? John Mahama was 73%, Dr. Mia was 23.8%. NDC as I Kunyano 7, I go good them, and Keluguano. MPP ni bi wa dem ho, but mienu bi die. Mienu bi some people for year who say kakra bi a on be 2 seats. Let's akwakoye 7-2 for NDC e voter region. Voter turnout 80.9. OT region no.
Yanko Greater Accra.
Greater Accra population ni 3,765,303. Sample size nipa 20,942 and number 5 and we call 544 communities. Yet what banda according to polls no Mahama benya 52.3% e wo Greater Accra. Dr. Bamia ebenya 40.5% e wo Greater Accra. NDC for asesa enkunya no 16 akogu dem atum MPP for so for 11 I go good them atom na momo no e likely say MPP for benya 3 na ababeye 14 na NDC for so enya 4 abeka 16 so mababenya 2014. Yes, MPP for NDC between 20 seats na NDC enya 14 seats e Greater Accra, which means NDC likely to remove presidential and parliamentary in Greater Accra. Yanko Eastern region. Eastern region population size of 1,810,421 na sample size 8,489. What's your to abandon this year? Notabamia benya 59.2%. Jomahama benya 34.8%. Na seat ya wahono according to research MP for 25 akogu dem the incredible atwano and this for kuta 4 almost like I said them and aka 4 na 4 no I like to say MP for beti menya 3 they aka 25 no menya 28 na and this enya 1 abeka 4 na 5 28 against 5.
We know that's a Jeff Kunadu no come around need you know.
Yeah,
he was talking about 60%.
Positive because NDC get about 7 seats West region. And because of Ayesu and 12 femono and omni so many 4 plus 1 and so 5. They say what to me because I say a Sujaman to me back. I say Ayesu and to me a fall back. At least but you see maybe it's a lower mania say maybe it's a upper mania. I say to me back so me crash I still believe say on be to me a reducing the feather. Na aba na ndie afran place north afran place south and the beka and e be a yellow secrafi energy we yellow no e wo soro pa. All right,
oh my Ashanti.
Okay, afia kwa Ashanti region enie Ashanti region there na da ho no 75.9% for there them they say 75% for Dr. Baum, 75.9%.
76%, no.
Oh yes, 75.9% for Dr. Baumia, 22.1% for John Mahama. Population of 3,295,000.